Hey everybody, Johnny Wilson here, Nottingham Physio. Delighted to bring another action-packed 30-minute fitness class, high intensity, low impact to all of you, whoever on, maybe not getting out to the gym as much, maybe it's a bit windy, maybe, you know, you need that extra motivation and to follow the video and so on and so forth. I forgot my train of thought. My train of thought was today what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you some options. So I'm going to start off with an exercise and I'm going to give you some regressions and maybe progressions. So while I'm talking, you should still be doing your exercise, okay? So you find the regression or the progression that you're on and we take it from there. You get it as we go along. You know me, I don't like to keep talking too much at the start. I like to get on and get at it, and that's important in life, isn't it? Okay, right. So we're going to the floor at the start this morning. So on the floor, for some core. Okay, so I'm just lying down here like this. I'm going to put my cloth on today so that I can talk. And we're going to do 1 minute of each exercise. It's going to be really tough today, okay? Really tough. Okay, 30 minutes is going on, and it is on like Donkey Kong. So, knees bent, legs bent, I'm on the floor, chin is to chest. I'm going to press start here. Hands are on thighs, and I am rolling up the thighs there like that, okay? So my hands are like that. I'm keeping my chin down. And when I get to the top, I'm just trying to make a contraction. If you can't squeeze it at the top, just come back down a bit, okay? If you're struggling to get all the way up, that's fine. Just go halfway. Go as far as you can go. Just try and raise those shoulders off the ground. Now, if that's too easy for a minute, you can always get a weight and come up a little bit further, okay? You can really try and drive up. Now, if you're struggling doing that, so you got to keep going, guys, what you can do is have a weight, something at all that you can kind of just put your feet underneath, right? That will kind of give you a little bit of, I just put 2 kettlebells like that. And that way, it's a lot easier for me to come up when I can hook my feet onto something. So if I'm really struggling with my crunches, I can hook my feet onto 2 kettlebells, maybe underneath some kind of chair or something like that at home. And then that will make that a lot easier. 3, 2, time. Okay, good. So, second exercise. To be honest, I didn't press start on the time there. It was roughly a minute. I don't like to tell lies, you know what I mean? I didn't know, oh my God, it's not even start. But anyway, sure. Sure, we'll get there. Right. This time, legs go up to 90 and 90. Hands go to the side of the head. And you're trying to bring your chest, your nose to your... Ready, set, go. I have started with this time. And you're trying to just bring that up there like that. So that crunch makes it harder. Or if you're just up and down, that's fine. If you need to take a break between them, that's okay. If you get up and you pause there, that's a lot tougher. Again, you can add a little weight. So I'm there like that. I put the weight behind my head. So this time, so the weight is behind my head, so you can see just behind my head there. And I'm up and down. That's quite tough. Okay, or just like that. And if you're really struggling, put your legs up, then obviously you can pop them back down again, okay? But 1 minute today, working really hard. Last little bit, guys. Come on. Woo. Feel the burn. Burn is good. Burn is real. 3, 2, 1. Good time. Okay, so the next one is where we put our legs up in the air like that. Now again, if you're really struggling with that, what you can do to start off with is get yourself in close to the wall, pop your legs up in the wall like that, and then that makes it a little bit easier if you want to do it that way, okay? So by putting your legs on the wall, are we ready to start? 3, 2, 1, and go. If you rest your legs on the wall, it's exactly the same thing. You're trying to reach up as high as you can. If that's too easy, then obviously you can do what we normally do. up like that. And if that's too easy, then we can grab a weight, okay, and up and down like that. Whew. You need to take a little break in that, a little break in that. Okay. Up we go. Up to there. And then if you're really flexible, you get those legs as straight as you can. And really reach up. Feel that burn, last 7 seconds. Time. Okay, good. And actually make this 45 seconds. Now this is quite tough because, okay, there we go. 45. So the next one is our heel touches, okay? Wow, got a great watch here. Very user friendly. So, legs up like that. Time is on. Touch your heel. If you're struggling putting the legs up, you can rest them on the ground. Like that. If this is too easy, you can grab 2 weights. There's 1 kgs. Okay. And again, make it a little bit tougher. Okay, so now you're getting some options. Another way of making it tougher, obviously, but you wouldn't be following along then, is increase the time. So I find that a lot tougher when I've got those little hand weights. Ooh. 3, 2, and time. Good. So the next one is colloquially called our bicycles. So we normally do it, so we'll start at the top. Time is on. We're bringing the opposite elbow to the opposite knee. You need to bring the legs down and just start off with the upper body, because maybe your hip is hurting, your knee is hurting. You can start doing side-to-side motions like that. If you're struggling with that, then you can start doing up and down with the leg only. But if you can, we're progressing on to bring in the opposite elbow to the opposite knee. Good. Whew. Great for spinal mobility, flexion, extension, movement, strength, endurance. Time. Woo. 45 seconds today is real, isn't it? Okay. Up 1 leg over the other leg. You're going to stretch on the glute. 1 hand down to give you a bit of support. And then bring that elbow all the way across to the knee. If you're struggling to get across, just start moving. Okay? And as you get stronger and more mobility, you start touching the elbow to the knee. But that should always be your aim. Getting that elbow to the knee. I gotta really start turning the bloody top down. Good. Up we go. So by reducing the range or taking little breaks, that's your way into this exercise. 10 seconds. Good. 3. Time. So obviously then, leg again, hand down again, 45 seconds, away we go. So hopefully you all had a good week. I've had a good week. And got my sense of smell back because I've really reduced my intake of sugar. So I'm like on sugar cravings at the moment. Struggling with that today actually, but I'm struggling with last night. But I keep on saying to myself, I'm a stronger human being. I'm a stronger individual than any sugar molecule. And I can't break for that. So I'm on that kind of break in the cycle part. I'm like in week 2. And I've noticed a big difference in my health already. So time. Like I say, I got my sense of smell back, which is great. Okay, so the next one is we're doing Deadpool arms only. So if you're struggling with this exercise, you don't need to use any weight. So we'll start the exercise. Okay, so you can do it without a weight. If that's too easy, you can do it with a weight, a small weight. And if that's too easy, then you can get a really big weight and then reach behind that back. The idea is that you got to keep the small of your back, okay? So you got to keep this part of your back really tucked in onto the floor there, okay? So you don't want to arch your back. So you shouldn't be able to have a gap in there. So as I reach it back, I'm going to want to arch my back, but you got to suck your belly button in and really work against that. Really good control exercise here and great for the shoulders as well. Time. Really, really well. Okay. Next one. We're going to do our feet. These ones, okay? Just like that. Now, these are quite tough. So another way to do it, so we'll turn the time on. So this is your normal way of doing it, okay, with straight legs. If you can't do that, you can always touch the heels on the ground like that. You can bend the knees, okay, and that's your way in to this exercise, okay? And then as you get stronger, you bring it out a little bit better. Then as you get stronger, you can do it the way we normally do it, and that is try not to hit your heel off the ground. Ooh. Tough exercises. Here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh. Okay, super. So the next one we're doing are Russian grips. So it's these ones. So I turn the clock on. Ready, set, we go. Legs off, just lower. No weight, try and turn around and down and get there. Struggle with that, put your hands on the floor. Okay, and the exact same exercise. If you're still struggling, put your legs up like that as a progression. You can always keep your legs on the floor. Okay, heels on the floor, and then use a weight. Okay, to start building up that rotational strength. When that gets easy, maybe then you can go to here. And then when that's easy, you can now add in a weight as well. So we've now got some progressions and regressions for this exercise as well. Time. Ooh. Not easy today. Then we don't want it easy, do we? Okay, we're going on to our plank matrix, okay? So the first one is where we're on our elbows, like that. You're struggling, I'm going to turn the time is on, 45 seconds. If you're struggling in that position, you can always put your knees down and start there, okay? And as you get stronger, you can start lifting your bum up and getting into that position there. You don't want your bum up in the air, you want to be straight like a pencil. And you don't want to be slouching or arching your back either. You want to be there. Now you might need to take a break in between that 45 seconds. When you're ready, you come back up again. And all the time you're trying to increase that time under tension. Doing brilliant. Ooh, and time. Okay. Next one is going to be mountain climbers. So, time on. Normal mountain climbers. I'm just bringing up the leg without touching the foot off the ground. If you're struggling with that, just bring it up a tiny bit, okay? Just a little touch. You can even just start taking your leg off the floor as the start. Then as you get better and you get more mobility, you can start touching the toe down as you go along. And then when you get stronger, you can bring it all the way up without touching it off the ground. Now you're trying to keep your knee in a straight position. Now, another way to make that easier is if you're really struggling, you can go onto a raised surface, and that'll be a lot easier time on the arms, okay? Okay, so next one is the side plank. So put the time on, okay, for those that can do it. And the side plank is where two legs, one leg is on top of the other, and my elbow is underneath there. Now, if I'm struggling doing that, I can bring one leg across, my top leg across, use my hand, and then I can go up and use my two legs to kind of give me a little bit of support there. If I'm struggling with that, I can just come up, hold for a second or two, and then back down. I can come up and hold for a second, come back down. Again, if that's too hard getting to the floor, I can always use my raised surface, okay? Keep my legs kind of like that. Take my hand off, put my hand back on. Take my hand off, put my hand back on. Time. So that's a lot easier when you're doing it on a raised surface there. So again, we'll go the other side and I'll go through where we're from. Okay, hardest way to do it. One leg on top of the other. Try and keep in a straight position. Try and keep your hips up as high as you can. If you struggle in that position, one leg in front of the other. Try and get your foot flat on the floor. Bring yourself up. If you struggle to hold that position, start doing reps. Okay, so up for a little bit and then back down. If you really struggle and you can't do it from the floor, find a raised surface, anywhere at all, okay? And then start off, legs wide apart, the front one up, and then see, can you turn that hand out and turn it in? Maybe you take some support there and bring it back. And then obviously you would do that with the other side as well. Okay, next one. Make sure that I get that as well. Okay, so we're doing our shoulder work. So legs are up, blah, blah. I'm gonna break this fork just in case. Right, legs are up in that position there, and my arms are going to be coming forward. So we're doing 45 seconds. So here's our start, just like that. So try and keep my chest off the ground. If I can't do that, I can just take a break, do one, take a break, up again, do the next one. If that's too easy for me, I can grab two weights, up and out, up and out. That's quite tough. I'm trying to squeeze, so I've got bat wings, and then reach out, squeeze, and back wings. And again, I can take some breaks. I'm trying not to take breaks. I'm trying to do as many as I can without failing. Good. 45 seconds done. Okay. Next one, really important one, is our thoracic extensions. Okay. So knees go up at the back again. Time on. Hands to the side of the head. Or doing like that. Now, if you're struggling, you can use your hands to aid you a bit. So I'm still coming up by using my back muscles, but my hands are taking a little bit of a strain there. If that's too hard, I can put my knees down at the back, and again, I can go like that. If that's too hard, I can use my hands a little bit more and coming down. Go back to the first one again, up and down. Really important one, this one. Good. Doing excellently. Up one on the core today, and time. Okay. So we're gonna go back onto the ground, in fact, okay? And we're gonna do our straight leg raises, right? Because they're really important. Okay. So straight leg raise is without a weight, obviously. I like to do mine with a weight. Okay. I've got 2.5 kills here. kg weight on each leg. Obviously, if I wanted to make it easier, I could just take out a couple of these have got like separate weight chambers. So a 0.5 kg weights, 5 of them, and that's what gives that. So do 45 seconds, so I put the time on. So you could, like I said, keep your legs straight, keep your knees straight as possible. And you can do this body weight or without, or with an ankle weight. And obviously, you know, the heavier the ankle weight, the more difficult it's going to become. If you're struggling with this, what you're doing is drop the leg, bring the leg back up. Drop the leg every 2 and bring it back up, okay? So all the time, you might need to take some little breaks. Now, the idea is to keep the knee as straight as possible. This is hugely important for walking, ascending stairs, descending stairs. And we're working on the DMO, vastus medialis oblique, one of these muscles that crosses the knee joint. Turn time on again. And that's really important because it helps with balance at the knee and the structure of the knee and stops the knee falling inwards. Yeah. Let's do one set of these today. A good class today, it's a strong class today, it's a tough class today. I'm putting in all the stuff that I feel is really important in the class. Let's say you're stuck for 30 minutes. Well, I'd like you to get the core done. I'd like you to get the straight leg raise done. We're going to go into our reverse Nordics after this. So I feel they're important. Okay. Dive. Okay, so now you're going to need a pillow or your AirX pad if you've got one. We're going to do some little bit of kneeling. It's important that we are able to kneel when we practice kneeling, because what happens when you fall? And you can't get up because you can't get up onto your knees. So we want that confidence to know, no matter what, I gotta press it on the thing. No matter what, I'm able to get up onto my knees, and my knees are conditioned for it. So I get my AirX pad, just like that. And I just practice kneeling on it. Now, if I'm struggling with one side, maybe I'm linked over like that. If I'm struggling with that, I can put a chair in front of me. Okay, I'll do it like this. And I can kind of like, as I'm coming down onto it, I can use my hands to come down onto it. And I'm kind of just dropping my weight back into that position there, okay? If I'm struggling, I can put my weight on my arms and that takes it off. So the first thing is, can we get into that position? Time is on, okay? Now, if that's no problem to that position, okay, then what we're going to do is we want to see how far back can we go? Can we get our thumb to our heels? If you can get that position, you hold it for a few seconds, and then you come back up. Now, try and see how far you can get back down there. Good. And a lot of that. Good. Again, if you're still on the chair over here, you're still doing this, and you're just trying to more weight on one knee than the other knee, you might be like that a little bit. Okay, you can still use the chair as well to give you a bit more confidence to get down here. You can use your hands to help you back up, or if you feel strong enough, you can go like that. Okay, cool. So there's the first thing, kneeling. Next one we're going to do is our knee lean backs. Okay. Now, if I'm struggling with that, I can get a chair, put it beside me, and I put it to the other side of me. Okay. I can put it to the other side of me, all right? I can hold on to it there. I can go back, and you can see I'm holding on to it. Now, I want to make sure that my chair is stable, so I might have to put a weight there for it. I lean back, I hold for 6, 5, 4, hold on to the chair if you need it, and back up. We're doing 6 of these. Okay, good. Back as far as we can. Hold 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 2 done. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3 done. And again, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 4 done. 2 to do. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold on to the chair if you need that. Don't go back so far if you can. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Brilliant. Okay, time is running out of us. Next exercise I want to do is on balance. Okay? So, we're going to do our single leg windmills. So I'm going to show you the options. You're doing 6, okay? All right. So let me show you where we normally start. Okay, so we normally start opposite hand to opposite leg and then back up. So 6 on each side, and I'm going to go through some progressions, regressions, okay? So, like I said, normal one, opposite hand to opposite leg, try not to bend your knee. If you're really struggling on balance, hold on to something, okay? So start there. Better that you hold on to something, and that will help you with that. If you want to increase the challenge, we now can use an unstable surface. We can use our ARX, okay? So it becomes a lot more difficult. And then I'm doing the same thing, but now I'm on uneven ground, okay? And then if I want to make that even harder, what I can do is I can add a weight. So I'm not going to do the weight on the uneven surface first. I'm going to do it on a stable surface, down, and then back up. So I'm doing exactly the same thing, but this time I'm using a weight to go there. When I feel really confident of that, I can then bring back in the unstable surface, and I can now go like that. So what you gotta do is find where the right level for you, plug yourself into that level, and then we've got to always be driving that level up. Okay, so that should be 2 sets of 6 done for everybody. Okay, next exercise. I'm gonna bring out your slant board. If you haven't got a slant board, get 2 things that you can put your heels on top. I could even go on top of my ear expand. So anything that kind of raises my heels at the back, a bit more firmer than that, okay? Because I've got my slant board, I'm going to use my slant board, okay? So I want to encourage good movement. Now, if you're already doing this and you're able to do it, you can do 10, okay? Okay, so let me just show you the exercise. So double leg squat, down as far as you can, as long as there's no pain, and back up. If I'm struggling to do that, I can hold on to some stuff, and maybe that can help me come down and up. If I'm struggling with that range, I just go down to the range where I don't have any pain. So if I get pain here, I don't go that far. So I go as far as it's pain-free, and then back up. And eventually in time, I'll be able to go all the way down and all the way up. Now, if that's still too easy, you can grab a weight, put it in front of you, hold it up like that, down and up, down and up. Okay, cool. So that should be 10 of those done. Excellent stuff. Right. So I'll keep that there again. Now we're going to go single leg. We're going to go 6 on each side. So let me show you what I normally mean. Okay, so you just touch your heel down on the floor. You do 6 on that side. If you're struggling with that, hold on to something to give you a bit of stability. Just finger touch it like that. If you're getting pain as you go down, then this is probably not a good exercise for that knee. So let's say that for my right knee, perfect exercise, no pain. I can go up and down. For my left knee, I'm not there yet, so that's sore. So what I'll do is I'll put the other foot on it, and I'll take some weight. Even that today is not good for me there. So I'm not ready for that single leg. So all I'm going to do on my one is to my left, I'm going to go back to double leg. I can do a single leg on my right, but on my left, if I really shorten up the range, then I can get away with it there, okay? But I don't want any pain on that exercise. Okay, next exercise, you get your step. Somewhere to lean onto. Okay, what are we doing for time-wise? Not bad. Let's last exercise, okay? So, single leg heel raises. You do 20 on each side times 3, okay? So if you're struggling with the single leg, you can always go 2 legs, okay? So you can do both legs at the same time. If you're strong enough, you can go onto the single leg up and down. If you're struggling getting all the way down, then just do little movement, okay? So just do a little movement. But the idea is that we get it as low as we can and as high as we can, 20 on each side. Good. So I'm guessing you're on your second set now. 40, 50, 60, 80, 90, 20. So I'll do 20 on this side. And that has brought us to 30 minutes. 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 20. Okay. What a great session. 4 seconds left on my timer. Absolutely brilliant. I'll just go out that and cancel that. Okay, cool. So I hope you enjoyed today's session. A bit different today, okay? So there's a lot of options there for progressions and regressions. So it's a good video to kind of go back and maybe have a look at and see where you're at in the exercises we do. Now, I'll probably have to do a lot more of this because we've got a lot of exercises going